Okay. Uh, she is the general manager of LMK Foods. Her name is Vasanti Rasatulai. Thank you, madam, for joining the meeting. We as a team highly appreciate for your time. So without wasting your valuable time, I'm starting the PPT. So LMK Foods, it's a mark. The LMK Food is based on the Markham, and she has the 32 stores in it, and those are the team hotels. So we are doing the consultation on the behalf of them. The main purpose of our project is that in the LMK food, they are having the problem of the food wastage, like the baked food as well as the frozen food, which are being thawed. So those are the main concern, and we as a team are giving the solution how to reduce down the waste. The reason behind we choose this project, the two main the two main points are the betterment of environment and social impact. By reducing the waste, we can easily know that the environmental will have the better hill as well as the social impact. It will have the corporate social responsibility among the all the franchises as well as the competitor, and because of that, the profit will increase. So the research objectives, what are the research objective of our project? We as a team have a main four fundamental research objective. The first one is the quantifying the food wastage. We as a team will use different tools, primary research as well as the secondary research. By that, we will quantify the food wastage and categorize them like the food wastage is mainly in the sandwich or baked food or the frozen foods. The second objective is to understand the root causes. What are the main culprit for the food wastage, like the employee training as well as the manual SOP or some instrumental problem. So these are the root causes we will look for in this project. The third one is evaluate existing food wastage reduction efforts in their efficiency. We all know that this is the main concern, and LMK Food as well as the team Horton said uh, some ways to mitigate that, but how to what extent they are efficient in to reduce down the wastage. So we also look for their efficiency, and the main and the last research objective would be the explore the potential food wastage strategy. As well as we will configure the efficiency, and on top of that we will also give some ideas, or by that way the LMK food and the team Hortons will reduce down the wastage. The project deliverables for our projects are the main five project deliverables. So that will fulfill our the research objective. The first one is that analysis of food wastage and reduction strategy that I already explained in the our research objective. The second one is the inventory management. We all know that the 32 stores have a bigger inventory, and to maintain that it's very challenging task for all the people. So we will give some idea in this project that by this way, or by using the AI, they can manage their inventory and make the project better. The second one is the health, wellness, and menu innovation. We all know that people are always get bored by eating the same sandwiches as well as the muffins. So, though it's a franchises-based system, but we can innovate in the menu so people can get some refreshment and enjoyment. So because of that also our wastage will be reduced. And the last one is the employee training and development. We all know that employees are the key assets of any business apart from their fixed assets. So in this project we also highlight to LMK Foods that by giving the proper training and development, this could lead to the better customer satisfaction and reduce down the wastage. Over to you, Tanish. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to you, ma'am. Today I'm going to present the pestle analysis for the Tim Hortons for the growth and expansion. Uh, you guys must be knowing like pestle analysis include the political factors, the economic factors, the social factors, the technological factors, the environmental factors, and the legal factors. Moving on to the next slide. Manan, can you please move on to the next slide? Okay, so I would like to talk about the political factors first. Under this, first comes the regulatory environment. The political factors affecting Tim Hortons, they significantly involve food safety and the quality regulations. The Tim Hortons have to comply with the food safety and standards in all aspects, including at the local and the national level as well. Talking about the trade policies, in whichever country the Tim Hortons is like operating, it all depends on the export duties, import duties, and the tariffs on whichsoever country it is operating. Then comes the political stability. It is very crucial to determine whosoever country is operating with the Tim Hortons, the political stability of the country is very necessary. If the country is politically unstable, that will be difficult for the Tim Hortons to expand and growth if, for its business in that country, and vice versa. As the country, if the country is stable, then the Tim Hortons can easily expand and grow their business. Uh, then comes the international relations. The international relations play a crucial part for the business between two countries, as Tim Hortons is the home to the Canadian economy. The international relations with the specific country with Canada plays a crucial role. Uh, if international relations are good, the business will go smoothly, and vice versa for the same. Labor laws include the minimum wage rates, the labor safety, and the union laws, which can affect the running and smooth functioning of Tim Hortons too. Moving on to the next slide. Uh, I would like to discuss the economic factors. Under the economic factors, first comes the economic stability. Economic stability means the country, whosoever is implementing Tim Hortons or expanding a business with the Tim Hortons in their areas, country should be economically stable, and that will provide more opportunities for Tim Hortons to grow. Then comes the exchange rates. By exchange rates, I mean the value of the Canadian dollar, because the Canadian dollar value is the main factor that comes in the exchange rates. The If the Canadian dollar value decreases, so that would affect the value of the prices and the commodities in other countries as well. Then I would like to talk about the inflation rates. Higher the inflation rates will be, then the higher the cost of the goods and commodities will be. Uh, for the same thing, I would like to talk about the interest rates. As we all know, Tim Hortons many a times is a borrowing company. So if they have good interest rates from the borrowing company or the banks, they would like they would be more expanding and growing in the specific country. Moving on to the next slide, I would like to talk about the social factors. The first thing and the most important things which come under the social factors, that is the changing consumer preferences. Like we all know, consumer preferences change over time, and people nowadays are more likely shifting to the healthier and healthy food and drinking habits. So Tim Hortons in future, as Tim Hortons is already making changes in the menu, but it should do more emphasis on changing the menu according to the people preferences. Uh, the next thing is the cultural significance. As we all know, Tim Hortons belongs to the Canadian economy and the Canadian cultural. If we are planning to expand Tim Hortons in,
Sorry, Tanish. Sorry, Tanish. Ma'am, your face is
Yes.
not visible in meeting.
Sorry, no problem.
thank you
Sorry.
so much, ma'am. I appreciate you are giving your precious time to us. Without wasting time, I would like to continue.
No.
I was talking about the cultural significance. As we all know, Canada is the main hub for the Tim Hortons, and it is the home for the Tim Hortons. I will give you an example. Like, if we are planning to expand Tim Hortons in a Middle East country, Middle East countries include Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, or the Dubai, all countries which comes in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. We have to put a consideration, like all of the Middle Eastern countries, they don't eat pork. And Tim Hortons always has a pork in their menu in any sandwich or in any burger. So if we are expanding in the Middle East, we have to consider that aspect as well. Uh, then I would like to talk about the demographics. Include the population density, like there are more younger customers or there are more older generation customers. They both have different taste preferences, uh, and it will be same in the lifestyle trends also. Like nowadays people want quick meals and quick coffee, so they put more emphasis on the drive-throughs and ready to eat meals. So they people don't have time nowadays, so more and more emphasis should be there on drive-throughs and ready to eat meals. Moving on to the next slide.
Tanesh, can you move on a little faster, please? Thank you.
I would like to talk about the technological factors. Under this, the digitalization is the key aspect. Like although uh, Tim Hortons is complying with the more and more digitalization. Like they have introduced the mobile apps, they have introduced the online tab features, payment options. But as the time goes on and on, we have to put more emphasis on the digitalization. The data analytics provide a key consideration, like what are the preferences of customers, what they want. So by this we can make changes to the menu, and whatever thing is more demanded, we will
Right.
put more of that. Moving on to the next slide. We have the environmental factors. uh, the climate change is the key aspect. Like uh, the climate from country to country is like varies. Climate varies country to country, and this will overall result in the uh, raw materials and required for the Tim Hortons, like coffee beans and the wheat and the etc. The environmental regulations play a key role also. And at the last, the natural disasters, obviously, they are uncertain and they can affect the cost and the manufacturing of the products. And I would like to talk about the legal factors. The food and safety regulations, they have a huge impact on determining what Tim Hortons can and or cannot do in a specific country. The employment laws and the tax laws, along with the environmental laws, they all play a crucial role. And Tim Hortons have to uh, function under these laws of a specific country. So these were all the pestle analysis for the Tim Hortons, and now my brother Smith will continue.
Hello, ma'am. So now focusing on the strength of the LMK Food Limited. So first of all, if he provides the food, wasted food to the NGOs and to the food banks, then we can create a good public image. And how can we do that? By the media attention. So like LMK Food will be the socializing responsible company that cares across the reducing food wastage and helping those who needs, just like for food banks and the NGOs people. So this can lead to increase in the brand loyalty and the positive public attentions. So yeah, it is one of our strengths if we implement this thing. Then other thing is that the customer loyalty and the social corporate responsibility. So how can we do that? So customer loyalty is one of the main priority of each and every business, right? So if we do this kind of things, which is similar to the corporate social responsibility, so by which customer going to be attracted that this particular industry is following this campaign, all that stuff, so which create the customer loyalty as well. Then cost reduction. So here cost reduction and tax benefits, I want to correlate it with each other. So as we all know that we are getting some deductions in tax benefits, right? So if to the some part for the betterness, if we donate some food to the NGOs or the food bank, then we can claim some of the tax in the personal income tax, like deduction under the charitable donations or something like that, which can eventually reduce our cost as well as the save from taxes as too. And coming towards the improved inventory management, how it can be improved. So for here, better we can use the SAP format, which is useful for the inventory management, right? So I used to work in one of the company, Loblaws company over there. They used to work in SAP software, so which can easily able to track the data that what comes in, what goes out, and what is the left at the end of the day. And much more clarity will be discussed with the Milan at the end of the slides. And improved relationship with the franchisees. So how can we improve the relationship with the franchisees? That we should be open and open daily communications and collaboration with the franchises, which we are tying for NGOs and the food bank. So by which we can improve the franchisees as well as the relation between them. Then shared goals of reducing wastage, and which create the eventually the shared success story. So if we campaign, if we advertise that we are doing this kind of programs and campaigns to the people who need, then this can eventually lead us success stories and help to reducing our waste too. So this is what our strength is. Manan, can you please slide point? Now coming towards the weakness. So first of all is the logistics. So logistics plays a very important role. As we can see that if there is a mismanagement in the operational system, like the logistic and transportation or something like that, and if we have to put our personal cost for the transportation of goods to the NGOs and all that stuff, which is expense to us. So this can be a weakness of our campaign. Then another thing is the transportation and storage. Some of the goods which require the refrigerator, like the muffins, which need to be frozen and something like that. So for that need, we need the store refrigerator vehicle and the refrigerator storage system, which is other thing is that the expense has per the expense too. So it is one of our weakness too. Then distribution to the NGOs. If the NGOs need suppose the NGOs need this particular amount of food, like 50 donuts for the entire entire people in the NGOs, but we just provide 20 donuts to them because of we left with that one. That can create a mismanagement between us and the fulfillment of the NGOs. So that could be the one of the weakness too. Other thing is that main important weakness is the food safety. As we all know that if we serve the food which is going to be expired or which is not good to consume, so but obviously it will create a very negative impact to the people who are consuming. So it could be the weakness too. Then temperature control and the mixed product variations, so which is already covered in the transportation and the logistics system. How we used to manage temperature control of the refrigerator food and all that stuff. This is what the weakness which we conclude about that. Can you please move ahead? Yeah. Then coming towards the opportunity. So opportunity, yeah, partnership. If we do the partnership with the different kind of NGOs, food banks, so we can easily able to donate our food instead of wasting our food, right? Because just we need to pay the disposable cost for the wasting of food. Just like Tim Hortons, they used to give money to disposable items, right? For instance, let us take an example. And at end of each day, we waste food for $20, right? And for after so after a year, it will be cost around $7,000 for the disposable goods. Instead of paying this much amount for disposing of, we should rather than put this expiring or the goods which are going to be expired to the end use, which can create a good impact to our store as well. Then coming towards the NGO capacity. So NGO capacity should fulfill all the demands which we need, which we are going to provide. They should be correlated with each other. Other thing is that it should be near to a location which can be eventually help us to transport our goods and services to them. Other thing is that strategy for successful partnership and exploring alternative partnership. If we do these things, then we can get better options for the partnership as well. People can invest in our business too. So this can be leads to the opportunities. And other thing is that transparency and the credibility, which is how we can show to the customer, like website content is very familiar to we can just post on the social networking website and everything is stuff. Then customer engagement. If our employees should be well known enough and have full knowledge of that we are considering this program of donating food to the NGOs and all that stuff. So if they get a chance to means marketing themselves to the customers, then it can lead to be better opportunity towards sales as well as profitable too. Then other thing is that reduce wastage, as we already discussed in the about two slides, and promoting impact. How can we promote like mouth spreading and all that stuff. Less hammering towards the last name of the small analysis, that is trend. So negative publicity and improper handling food leads to negative publicity. So but obviously if we provide food to them, to NGOs or food banks, and if they get some health issue or something like that, so but obviously they will gonna create a negative impact to them as well as to the outside of the people. So this can be lead by media, social media, websites, because it's lead very humorously. So that's the reason it's one of the strength. And by this, we can lose the NGOs partnership, which are already tie up for this food donation. So this is what I considered about this SWOT analysis for this one. Now I want to give to the Milan for the photo.
Yes, thank you so much, Smith, for giving us the presentation, and thank you so much, ma'am. I would just like to extend my gratitude for being here and giving us your valuable time. Without further ado, I would be discussing about the results. So, after conducting all the research and communicating back and forth with all the problems that you were facing at the Tim Hortons, the result that we came up with was, implementing this project, utilizing the wastage of food, it would end up end up increasing the recycled rate, because all the excessive food that was being thrown out, that food is being utilized. So as a result of that, that food is being eaten by a lot of people. And as a result of that, since it's a social cause, a lot of customers are being aware because of it, and customers are realizing the corporate social responsibility of the Tim Hortons and just how aware they are about that one. So as a result of that, there has been a positive public perception about the entire thing, that Tim Horton is doing such good things about the community and the people who actually really need the food. So that has resulted in a positive public image for the Tim Hortons. But also at the same time, we should be considering that in order to implement the providing food to the NGOs, as Smith talked about, the different logistical aspects that are needed for it. So at the same time, we also have to consider the operational challenges and costs that are associated with it. Next slide, please, Manu. Thank you so much. So, as for the key findings, if you look at the environmental impact, since the food incident, the food that was being thrown out, the food is being utilized now. So, as a result of that, there has been a reduction in the landfill wastage, and as a result of that, we are releasing less greenhouse emissions. So, the carbon footprint is lower too, and especially in a country like Canada where we have to pay the carbon taxes. So, if we don't throw away the food, we don't have to pay those taxes. So, as a result of that, we are also saving money in that aspect. So the financial aspect point could is also somehow related to that one, because we are not paying carbon taxes since the food has been utilized by other people. And as for the social impact, as we are providing food to more and more people, the food security is increasing, and a lot of people in the community are also realizing that people are getting the food that they need. And as a result of that, there has been a strong connection between the people and the community and the company itself. And as for the operational impact, the increased staff engagement, as we are doing such a meaningful job, and if the Tim Hortons and the employees working on it, they know that they are providing food for the homeless people, that create a sense of satisfaction and meaningfulness in them. And as a result of that, the inventory is also being improved because of that, because the food, instead of throwing out, we are trying to efficiently utilize it because of it. Can you move to the next slide, please? And as for the key finding, as we can see that this is the data from March 1 to 10, and for the next week about the different products that were consumed in the specific location of LMK's 32 location. And the demand has been continuously changing. So this was also one of the points that Smith discussed, that the demand keeps on fluctuating. So we also have to make sure that whatever food that we provide, the logistics is also up to the standard, because the demand keeps on fluctuating. So we have to make sure the bins are segregated according to that one as well. Next slide, please. As for the recommendation, if we talk about the consumer-centric strategies, we recommend utilizing the technology and AI in this particular aspect, because the food needs to be segregated and the different bins are to be segregated according to that one. So if we use the AI in order to recognize the product that goes in the bin, that would really help in categorizing the food which are baked and food that are nearing to the expiry date. And as a result of that, we are also encouraging the use of the reusable container which are small in size, so that the food can be given to more and more number of people instead of the specific standard sizes. Operational strategies, smarter inventory management. We can use the internet and all the data that has been given to us. We can analyze it and predict proper information with it. And as a result of that, we can also use the food donation partnership with apps like Too Good To Go. So the food can be given to the people at an appropriate time without it being expired. Combination approach, as I talked about, Too Good To Go and community outreach program. What I mean by that is we can provide different cooking classes to the different people of the nearing expiring date of the Tim Hortons product. So the food that was being thrown away can be utilized by cooking it again and with different recipes. Next slide, please. And as for the conclusion, after going through all the project and all the data that has been given to us, and after working on it for so long, what we recommend is that the food that has been given to us, we segregate based on the different beans, and the beans should have a screen which has the technology to recognize the food, the different food, like is it baked, is it oven based, and all the food should be segregated, and the logistics should also be up to the mark. It should be refrigerated, but also at the same time the risk mitigation factors we should consider as well, because if the food is not delivered on time, it's of no use, and eventually it will increase the cost on ourselves. So as a result of that, we also need to make sure of the compliance and regulation that we're following all the rules and regulation of the NGOs and the Tim Hortons. So overall, if we do this thing, the social image of the Tim Hortons would be improved to a greater extent. Community would benefit, and a lot of homeless people would also get their meals at the right time. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and this has been the presentation. We really appreciate you giving the time. Thank you so much. And please feel free, if you have any question, do let us know. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for choosing Tim Hortons, and thank you for choosing me. You guys did a great job on your presentation. I really don't have any question. You guys explained and covered almost everything. You guys did really job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We won't be taking any much of your time. Please, you can continue with all the
Thank you.
stuff that you have. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.